and welcome to my new video on this channel, Free Code School, where I aim to teach Python programming to everyone for free. So in this part 7 of this Python tutorial series, I will be covering dictionaries in Python. So we have already covered like strings, numbers, list, tuples in Python. These are all different data types in Python. One of the another important data types in Python is dictionaries. So we will cover dictionaries in this video. And of course, if you want to learn Python programming, this channel is for that. So you can subscribe to my channel. And of course, that will motivate me a lot when I upload for putting more effort in the future, right? For uploading more videos. Like it's not only limited to these videos, teaching you Python. There will be more videos in the future, which will be based on Python, but maybe advanced concepts of Python and many other things, right? That I'll cover in future. So of course, that will motivate me in putting more effort for those. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel. And then if you have any queries, if you have any doubts, you can ask that me on Telegram. Like I have a Telegram channel called Free Code School that is typically for discussion around Python. So for now, there are not like many members in that, but I think once people see my videos, I think the numbers can increase in the future. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter and LinkedIn also. There also I am quite active there. Now, of course, all the links, like all these links, you can find in the description of this video, and the playlist. Like before this, I've already made 7 more parts of this Python tutorial series. Like numbering is starting from 0 to 6. I have already made those videos, so you can also go through those videos. That is there in the playlist, and the link to the playlist is in the description. Now let's start with dictionaries in Python. But before that, I will just set up like I will also do the hands-on here, like practice. Like, of course, you need to practice, right? When you are doing programming, it's not theory. Theory is okay. I mean, you need to learn syntax and everything, but you need to practice programming. So I will practice dot. So all the codes here, I will show you on repl.it, this website. Start coding Python, create REPL, and I will just have some initial settings here and modify it like layout. Sorry, I do it in every video, so you can skip this part if you want to. You can just skip this part. In size 4, enabled, disabled. Okay, that's done. Okay, now let's start with what is dictionary. So, okay, leave the dictionaries in Python. So, what is a dictionary? Of course, you would have used a dictionary in your life, right? So, in dictionary, you will have the meanings for like many words, right? So, alphabetically. So, the words in the dictionary will start from A and it will end at Z. And for each of these words, you will have, let's say, example of this word called work. For work, there will have multiple meanings. Like sometimes it can be noun, sometimes it can be adjective, sometimes it can be verb. So for all these use cases, you will have different meanings of this. So that's what is defined in a dictionary, the meaning of this word work. So in a simple case, you can think something like this. You have a word and you have a meaning of that word. That's what is stored in the dictionary. Okay. I will explain it how it relates to Python. Okay. Now, what is dictionary in Python? A dictionary in the Python is a collection of key value pairs. So you can consider the words here. Basically, you can consider the words here as the key, and the value is the meaning of that word. Okay, so that's what I'm calling it as key value pairs. So dictionary is quite similar. I mean, the concepts are quite similar. So in Python, dictionary is a collection of key value pairs. Each key is mapped to a value. So in the real life dictionary that you have each word, which is a key. For each key or for each word, you have a meaning of it, which is a value. For every key, you have a value, right? So that's why that's how is the mapping here. So that is actually stored in a dictionary. So you will see the examples, then you will understand it a lot better. Now, of course, if you want to access the value, right? So you need key to access the value map to it. So I will show you some example after this. So keys can be like numbers on strings and values can be any data type like numbers, string, list, dictionaries. So keys also can be any other data type also, but typically you will see that people will use numbers and strings as keys. In values, you will have any data type. You can have numbers, you can have strings, you can have list, you can have dictionaries also. So let's go to examples. I mean, this is theory, but you will understand more when you do hands-on. Okay. So for sometimes I will write the code in the terminal, this terminal itself here. Some code I will write here in the text editor also. I will use the combination of both. Okay. So let's define a dictionary. Student, uh, okay, let's put a one space here to make it more clear. Student 0 equal to name Anil. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I'm just telling you like how to define a dictionary in Python. So this is the definition of dictionary in Python. Of course, again, you have to name the dictionary, right? You have to name it with something because this is also a variable. So you need to name it. It's similar to other data types. You need to have a name for it. Now, how do you define this? So of course, if you see, you have like a kind of braces here, right? You are opening it with a braces and also closing it with a brace, okay? Of course, you can see the difference. In list, you have square brackets. In tuple, you have parentheses. In dictionary, you have braces here. So that's how you define it. Now you will define key and value here, right? Of course, I told you dictionary is a like I will the collection of key and value pairs. So you can have multiple key value pair here. So this is key here and this is value here. Now what is the data type of key here? Of course, this is a string because I have quotes here, right? What is the data type of value here? It's again a string here. Now do one thing, type student 0. So this will tell you what is the data type of this student 0. So you will see it's a dictionary, DICT, short form of dictionary. So that's how you define a dictionary. So here I have some like a dictionary is wrapped in braces, series of key value pairs. So of course you can have multiple also. I will show you in the next slide. Like you can have multiple key values pair also. It's not, I mean, just you can have one, you can have multiple. And each key is connected to its value with colon. So you see this colon here, right? So for every key, after that you will have colon, and then you will put the value there. Okay, that's how that is the syntax of dictionaries in Python. And also key values pairs are separated with a comma. So let's see this. I want to define one more name. Okay, let's say. Uh, okay, I will have some different, maybe different key. Name this, and let's say age 18, let's say. Okay. So this is also a dictionary again. Okay, this is also a dictionary, but here I have like two key value pairs. So this is one key value pair. This is another key value pair. In this example, the key is a string, but the value is an integer, as you can see here. Okay. So if you see, how do we separate these two key value pairs? We separate it with the help of comma. Okay. And how do you separate a single key and value? You separate it with the help of colon. That's what you need to remember. You need to remember the basic syntax of dictionary. And also you can store as many key value pairs as you want. Okay. And I mean, you can have multiple here. You can have two, you can have millions of, you can have millions of key value pairs here. I have two only here, but you can define millions here if you want to. Okay. Now, let's clear this. Okay. Let's clear this again. Let me go to student 0. I mean, the initial example, I want to go to that. Okay. This was our initial example, like student 0 equal to name Anil. Now, how to access this key value pair, right? So you want to access this name Anil. How do you do that, right? So you do something like this, print. So how do you access the key basically? How do you access the key? So take example of a real life dictionary. In real life dictionary, you have words and the meanings. Now, how do you access these words? Like you want to, let's say for work, you want what is the meaning of work word? How do you access that, right? So of course you can do something like this. It's quite similar to list if you see, but there is one difference. I will show you this. Okay. Okay, sorry, student, sorry. The name was wrong actually, right? The variable name is student underscore 0, right? Now, if you see here, Anil got printed. So that's how you access basically I mean, element in a dictionary. So all of these are elements, like this is element in a dictionary. Name Anil is an element in a dictionary. Similarly, you have elements in list also. Like every item in the list is an element. So you have like, how do you access this name Anil, right? So you can write student underscore 0, then you can have, I mean, the square bracket similar to list. And then you need to mention what is the key name, what is the key you want to access. You need to mention it here. Now, of course, the key name here is name. That's what I mentioned here. Of course, these quotes will be there because this, I mean, if you see this key, this is also in quotes, right? Then you need to have quotes here, right? And you can compare this with the list. In list, you have indexing. You have zeroth index, first index, second index. Then what you are doing in that case is you are basically in the here instead of name, you will have position, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, right? That's how it is difference from list. In list, you have elements. You do not have mapping of all of this. Okay. Now, a dictionary with multiple keys. I have already explained this. So you can do this example if you want to. So I have already explained this. You can have multiple keys, I mean multiple key value pairs in a dictionary. Like you can have name Anil, height 160, weight 50, right? And then you can, okay, maybe just take one example if you want to. Okay. For clarity, let's take an example and understand. Okay, again, student 0, okay, equal to, so name, okay, I'm repeating this again. I would have copied, I should have copied this Anil, cannot be small. Okay, let's have more like more key value pairs. Let's have height also here, okay, height 160. Okay, it will go to the next line, no issues. And then we have weight 50. We have three key value pairs here, okay, press enter, okay. So I'm not sure if you are able to clearly see that, but of course we have name Anil, height 160, and at last we have weight 50. Okay, these three key value pairs are there. Now let's try to access all of this. So let's print this if you want to. So student 0. Of course, you know in the terminal you do not need to use the print statement. You can just type the variable name, and it will tell you, see, name Anil, height 160 and weight 50, right? That's what got printed when you type student 0. Now let's print everything, right? Print all of this. So print. Now how to access? We will not use print statement since we are in terminal. Now it's the student 0. Let's print the name first. So we want to access the name key. Okay. Anil. Okay. Now let's access the height. How to access the height? Just type height here. Okay. 160. Okay. Now last one is weight. Okay, now 50. So that's how you access the key value pairs in Python or dictionaries in Python. It's quite similar to list. Instead of index like 0, 1, 2, you are using the key name. What is the key name of that? I mean, you see what is the key here? The name is the key, Anil is the value. So when you type student underscore 0 name, so it will give you the what is the value stored in this key for this dictionary. Okay, that's how it happens. Now, how do you add new? I mean, of course, in dictionary you can change it. It's not like you cannot modify a dictionary. You can, of course, modify a dictionary. Okay, it's kind of, I'll explain later. Like it's not. I mean, it's, of course you can modify it. Understand that you can modify a dictionary, but some complex concepts I will cover it after some time. Okay, so let's see this example. No, just student 0 reverse search. Okay, sorry, it was there. Okay, let's write this. I will remove this age 18. Okay. Okay, let's have this dictionary. Okay. Now this is our dictionary, student underscore 0 equal to name Anil. Now if you want to add a, basically now just print this student 0. Okay. You know that this will be printed name Anil. Now if you want to add, let's say height and weight to this, okay, this dictionary, you want to add this. So how do you add that? So how do you add new key value pairs? See this, how do, it's similar to a list assignment, okay, student. Now I want to add a new key value pair called, let's say, height. Okay, height. So it should be, I'm writing the this 0. Okay, height. Okay, now let's put it 160. Okay, and also add one more key value pair, that is weight also, equal to 50. Okay, now again print this student 0. See, we have been able to insert two more key value pairs in the dictionary. So initially, if you see, we have student underscore 0. We have only one key value pair, that is name Anil. Okay, and of course we did print it, and we saw that there was only one key value pair. Then what we did is we added one more key value pair, that is height. Height is the key here, and the value stored in this key is 160. So that's how you basically insert a new key value pair in the dictionary. We inserted another key value pair called weight, and the value is 50 here, right? The key is weight here, the value is 50 here. Again, we inserted this. Now, when we print this student underscore zero, this dictionary, we see that, of course, name Anil is there. Also, we have height and weight also is now getting stored in this dictionary. So we have now three key value pairs, right? This is the way you insert in the dictionary. And also note that as of Python 3.7, so of course, here we are working with like more than 3.7 version, okay? Dictionaries retain the order in which they are defined. When you print a dictionary or loop through its element, you will see the elements in the same order in which they were added to the dictionary. So of course you can see that initially the only element or only key value pair was name. Okay. Now after that we inserted height and weight. So you can see the order. Order has not changed. Initially name was there. Then of course what we inserted after this, we have inserted height. So you can see that height is after name, right? And then at last we inserted weight. So that is at the end. So the order, like the order of the key value pairs here is same as how you insert the elements in this dictionary. Okay, it is followed here. So keep in mind, I mean, always keep this in mind. Now, another way to do this is, okay, I will just store this dictionary because I will be taking help of this. I will just store it here. I mean, I do not need to write it again and again. I'm just copy and paste it there. Okay. So another, basically another way of defining. So let's say, so in most cases, what will happen? Initially, you will have no data initially. Then users will start maybe inserting some data, right? So what you can do in that case is let's have an empty list initially. Similar, so of course you can have empty list also. Same you can have sorry, this one. So also you can have empty dictionary at the beginning. Okay. So initially we have an empty dictionary. We will start inserting like three again key value pairs at the same last time. Okay. Initially we will insert name. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of spelling mistake. That's I typically do. Okay, we'll insert name. Okay, and then equal to Anil. Then we will insert two more key value pairs. Okay, let me go back to my search history and search for height. Okay, so we will insert this also student underscore zero height equal to 160, and we will insert one more weight 50. So how I am doing this reverse search is I am just pressing Control and R at the same time on my Mac. That's how you can do. I'm not sure what is the shortcut on Windows, but on Mac I can press Control and R at the same time and I can reverse search it. Okay. So what I have done here is initially I have an empty dictionary. There are no elements in the dictionary. Then I'm inserting the first key value pair, that is name Anil. Then I'm inserting the second one, height 160, and the third key value pair, weight 50. Now let's print student 0, and you will see the order also, right? Because first we inserted name, so name came here first. Then we inserted height, then height came second. Then we inserted weight, so weight came third. And we see that dictionary, of course, we have three elements. So that's another way of basically starting with an empty dictionary, and that's what typically you will do in most of the programs. Now modifying values in the dictionary. The next question is, let's have this same content here. Like we already have a dictionary here, right? Now let's try to modify, let's say the height of Anil increased to 165 and his weight also got increased to 55. Now we need to modify that. So how do you modify that? It's similar to how do you modify in this, okay? So what you do is just copy paste here, this thing, sorry. Just copy paste here, okay? This thing here. Now the height is 165, so modify this to 165. Also, same thing, do with weight. Okay. So weight is 55, now modify this to 55. So it's similar and to list, like how do you modify the index in a list? Same thing. Now if you print student 0, you will see that the name is still Anil because we have not modified the name, but height got modified to 165 and weight got modified to 55. You can see the difference. So that's how you modify the key value pairs in Python. Of course, I mean, you can know, of course, you will be modifying the value itself, right? You will not be modifying the key. You can also modify the key, but that key will again get added as a new key value pair, right? So you can only, mostly you will typically change the value what are stored in the key. Typically, you will not play much with the keys. Typically, you will play mostly with the values, I mean, what is stored in the key, because values are more important. Key are just for storing the mapping. So this is very interesting concept that dictionaries are mutable in Python. So you can of course add, delete and modify key value pairs in a dictionary. So you can delete any key value pair, you can add more key value pairs, and of course you can modify it also. Now keys or values can be mutable or immutable depending on their type. So examples is, so if your key or values are strings, then you know that strings are immutable. So you can modify that string, right? You cannot so if your key or value are strings, you cannot modify that string or you can modify that key or value. But if your keys or values are numbers or list, we know that numbers, lists are mutable. Even dictionaries are mutable. Then you can modify those. So you have to respect that. So you cannot, so take this example. So let me just copy it from here. So I will also write student 0 equal to this. Let me copy it from here, paste it there. Okay, I have copied and pasted here. Now let's say if you want to change this, like in name, we have stored Anil. Now if you want to modify this capital A to small a, so can we do that? Let's try to student underscore 0. Of course, again you access the name because you want to modify the name. And of course, in the name, you want to modify the 0th character here, right? So that's why you write 0 here. And then we want to modify this to uh, a small a, right? Now let's press enter. So what do you see? You see an error. String object does not support item assignment. As I told you, strings are immutable. You cannot modify the contents of a string. That's why it's giving you an error. So do respect this. So if your key or value is a string, you can modify it. But if your key or value is a, I will say, is a list or it's a numbers, right? In this case, you can modify it, right? So do remember this thing. Now, next one is removing key value pairs. So what if you want to remove key value pairs? So again, have this, sorry. Again, have the same, this thing here, like same dictionary here, student underscore 0 the name, height and weight, okay? Now, if you want to like maybe remove one of the key value pair here, let's say if you want to remove weight here from it. So similar to list, you can use delete here, delete command. So delete statement here. What is the dictionary name? Write it here. Now, what is the key you want to delete it here? Write it here. So I want to delete weight key here. I will write weight. And nothing will happen. If you delete successfully, you will not see, you are not seeing any error here. That means it mostly have, I mean, height, weight has been deleted. Let's verify this by printing student underscore 0. So of course we see that now we only have name and height here. Weight is not there because we have used like delete statement and deleted it. This is the way of deleting it. So just use delete statement. Then what is the dictionary name and what is the key you want to delete? And let's say if you want to delete height also, okay. So what we will do is we will just write height here. We also want to delete height. So of course, when you put the key here, both key and value both will get deleted. Okay, because key and value are related to each other. Again, print this, and you will see that only name Anil is remaining. Okay, you can also try deleting this also. After this, you will have an empty list. If you want to do this, you can do this. Now let's move on to some another example. Okay, so it's not that you need to only store like name, Anil, and everything, right? So what we are doing was that we are storing everything related to Anil. We are storing the name Anil, then his height and his weight. But it's not like dictionary is like you can store any key value pairs. Let's try interesting example, right? So let's say if you want to store the country, and what is the capital of that country. Let's say you want to store this mapping. So dictionary can be used to store any mappings, any key value pair mappings. So let's try to do this. Something like countries capital. I will name this variable as countries capital. Okay, equal to. Okay, I'll just have indentation here, and then I will have India. I mean, of course, you will thinking that why I'm not writing it in the same line. You can write. It's not. You can write that also. You can write it in the same line also that I have written before. It's okay. But here I'm giving you a different idea on how you can write dictionaries. Like in this way, it looks beautiful. I mean, you will see this. Let's see India. Capital is New Delhi. Okay. You can have different ways of how you can write dictionary. New Delhi. Okay. And of course, you need to separate it by comma. Press enter. Again, have press the tab, one more indentation here, right? USA, okay, capital, or it is Washington. Okay. Press comma, sorry, press comma. Okay, then we will store one more mapping, that is UK. Okay. So, sorry, UK, and then we'll have capital as London. Okay. Okay. So at the last, for the last element, you do not need any comma. Okay, press enter. Close this dictionary. Of course, you need to close this dictionary. Press enter again. That's done. So that's another way of defining a dictionary. It's not another way. It looks more beautiful and more clear, right? What I am doing here is I am defining the dictionary name. I'm opening the braces here. In the next line, I'm having indentation here, right? Like whatever is default in this, like whatever is default here. Then I am writing the key value pair in each separate line, right? If you see here, 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 I get right. And then so if you just right, sorry, I am writing this. That's very bad happened. Okay, let's copy this, paste it. And you will see that it will not again show you the output in this way. It will again show you the output, simple output. India, New Delhi, right? USA is the another key, Washington capital, UK, London. That's how you can, I mean, you can have different types of dictionaries. You can have different mappings. So that's why I wanted to show you another example of how you can store capital and countries, this mapping in a dictionary, okay? And how there is a different way of writing a dictionary also, that also you know now, from now. Okay, next one is using gate to access values. Okay, so let's move on to the student zero example again. We're using that example most of the time. But what we will do is we will remove weight from here, let's say. For simplicity, I mean. We will have just two. Okay, these two we have. Okay, student is underscore zero equal to name, Anil, and height 160. This is our dictionary. Now, of course, there is, okay, one more thing, okay, I will tell you. Let's say if we have these two, and let's say if you want to access, what happens? Let's say try to access the height. Sorry, let's try to access weight. Let's see what happens in that case. So of course, we know that in this dictionary, we do not have weight key. We do not have weight key. So if you want to access this, what happens if you do this? You see, you get an error. It's a very common error. I mean, whenever you will use dictionary in Python, it's high chance that you can get this error, like key error, weight. The error is that there is no key defined in the dictionary called weight. That's why it has given you an error. And it's valid, right? Because you are trying to access a key that's not defined in this. So of course, Python will give you an error. So you have like another function called get. So let's try to use get here, okay? And see what happens. So do we get an error or not? Okay. So get. So for get you have to use the parenthesis, not the square bracket. That's why it's syntax. And let's run this. So you didn't get any error, right? So very interesting, right? Without get, when you just use square brackets, you get an error. But when you use the get function, you do not get an error. So, but what is the output of this? Let's store this. Um, what we will do is uh, let's store this in a variable called weight and see what is the output here. Now what is weight? Okay. In this actually it's not printing anything, but use print here. So that's the issue here. So it's actually none here, but it's not printing. None. See, so that's what happens. Like print is typically mostly we're using print. So what is happening when we are just writing weight? It's actually none. There is nothing stored in it. So it does not print anything. But of course, when you use print function, it is telling you that okay, none. It's none is stored in that. None means there is nothing. It's I mean there is no content in that. So it's very useful sometimes. Like if you want to check whether a key is present or not, then always use get function, right? And if the contents of the get is none, that means you know that the key is not present. If it is not none, you know that key is present. So that's how you can differentiate it. So that's how get function is very powerful. So you can of course use the previous one, that is this one, student underscore zero and the key name. That is okay. You can use it. That's not an issue. But if you want to like check for like whether that key is present or not, you can use the get function and always check whether it is none or not. So let's try to access maybe let's do this for height. So height is present in this dictionary, right? So you know that what will happen is it will just height. Okay. So what will happen is it will print 160 because what height was present in the dictionary, the value was 160, they need printed. So the both are similar. I mean, like the, whether you use curly, if you're not using get function and just using the curly, sorry, just using the square brackets, then also it's okay. But when you have key error, you will not able to find it if you use simply the square brackets. But when you use the get function, of course, it is not giving an any error if you see. Even if the weight key was not present in the dictionary, you didn't get any error. It will just return none. So that's how it is useful sometimes to use get function. And of course, you can also define like default values. For example, we know that weight was not defined. Okay, so let's go here. So we know that this was not defined. So you can define a default value. So we know default value for this, that is NA. Okay, that is not available, simple short form of not available NA. So what will happen in this case is, see this, enter this, and NA got printed. So what we did in this case is that we know that weight is not present in the dictionary. So whenever somebody tries to access this weight key, you are just telling them that NA, that is not available. So it's another way of basically providing one default value in case the key is not present. Okay. So let me clear the screen. Sorry. Clear. Okay. So now the next concept is how to loop through a dictionary. So we know how to loop through a list. We know how to loop through a tuple, but how to loop through a dictionary. Okay. Now a dictionary can contain millions of entries. Similar to list and tuple, it can contain millions of entries. Now there are three ways of looping over a dictionary. I can either you can loop over key value pairs. Okay, both of them. Either you can loop over just keys, and either you can loop over only values. So once you see the example, you understand what I'm talking about. Okay. The first thing is that, okay, from now, I will use a text editor. So whenever I'm using for loop, if else, right, for that I prefer to write it in a text editor rather than terminal. Okay. But if I'm writing some one liners, two liners, which is where I have not for loop or if else and everything, I prefer terminal itself. Okay. From now I will write the code in text editor. So again, copy this one. This example is very handy. So copy this one, paste it here. Okay, this example. Okay. Now first, so this is the first example how to loop through all key pairs. Okay. So what we will do is for okay key value. Sorry, key value. Space. It's not an issue if you do not have a space. Okay. For clarity, I am writing in student. STUDNT student. Sorry. Okay, student zero dot items. This is very important here. I will okay print f key equal to key and comma value equal to value. I will explain you in some time. Just wait 1 minute. Okay, okay. Run this code. So what I have done here, you can see, right? What I have done here is I have a dictionary here, student underscore zero, name Anil, height 160 and weight 50. Okay. Now I want to loop through all this. Like I have three key value pairs here. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. I have three key value pairs. I want to loop over all these three key value pairs. So how to do this? Okay. So of course, similar again, you have for loop here, right? For key student in student zero items. So this is very important here, these items. Okay. So what actually happens is now you have like, okay. So what you can do is just uh, print uh, student So you'll understand more. Okay, 0 dot items. You'll understand what the items is doing. Okay, now run this. So let me explain you how this is happening, how this for loop works. So initially key will point to this name, okay, and the value will point to this Anil. So basically for loop, of course, for loop for the first time will be on this zeroth index, and key will point to name and value will point to Anil. That's what will be stored in key and value. Now when you go for the first time, I am printing the key and the value using F statement, right? F string, okay. So of course you can see that in the first case, key is name is printed in the key, and in the value Anil is printed. So that's what I told, right? Initially in the key, name was stored, in the value Anil was stored. Now there are two more elements in the list. So it will go again in the for loop, but for this time key will become height and value will become 160. Okay, then you will see that height and 160 gets printed. Okay, but if now also you have one more element in the list, so again for loop will go, I mean the control will go to the third line. Now key will become basically weight and value will become 50. So in the third time if you see, weight and 650 gets printed. Okay, and now there are no more elements in this list. That's why your control will end and it will reach line fifth, right? So that's what happens. Okay, so I have just explained you how internally it works. So this 10 items is basically a list, and this list has a lot of tuples, and in each of these tuples you have key value pairs. Okay, so just for your understanding I've explained this. So this is one way of basically when you want to loop over all the key value pairs. So just use the student 0 dot items and use key value here. Of course it's not compulsory to have like this name. You can have kv also. I'm not telling it's you should have key value itself. You can have any temporary variable name, it does not matter. So of course I will change this also to k and v, it's okay. Run this code, again it will work, it's not an issue. So this system is taking some time, not sure why. Okay, key equal to name, same thing got printed. Of course you can change this, it's not compulsory to have key value here, kv or anything. If you want to have, you can have, but have meaningful names. That's why I had key and values. Okay, let's go to the second way. Okay, how does looping work? I have explained this. You could also try to loop through the country capital example that I have shown you before, right? Where you are storing the mapping of countries to capital. Try looping over that and print all the countries at capital, right? Try doing that also on your own. Okay. Now, next one is how to loop through dictionaries keys. Okay. This is the new example. I will not take this example. I will clear this also. I will take a different example, that is countries and capital. Again, I need to write this because I do not, so I am not able to find this in my search history because I am working on internet here. So some data gets lost, I mean, so I need to again write it. Okay, I just write it fast. Okay, just India. Okay, and then you have New Delhi. Okay, you can fast forward it if you do not like the typing here. USA. If I type it slow, sorry. USA, okay. Washington. We are doing comma, and next one is UK, and we have Melbourne. Okay. I will try to iterate over. This is dictionary. I will just copy paste it here. I mean, if some data gets lost, I will just okay. So this is my dictionary here. Of course, I told you this is one way of writing dictionary. You have another way also. You can write this in one line also. It's okay. Okay. Now let's try to, I want to loop over only the keys. I do not want like values and both of these. I just want keys. How you can do is for key or just write country. I mean, any name you can take because for me, what is the key here? For me, the key name is country name here. So I can also write for country in country's capital. Okay, then just write keys. When you just want to access keys, just mention it keys here. Print country. Just run this and you will see that sometime that all the country names got printed here: India, USA, and UK. In this case, we are only accessing the keys. We are looping through all the keys. We do not want values and both of these, right? This is another way of how you can. So you can also just write print of course, countries capital, sorry, this one. And you will understand more, I mean, just for how it is working, okay? You can just do this. And if you run this, so you will see, I mean, you will understand how this for loop is working, right? So you should always understand that, how this for. So you can see again, this is again dictionary keys. Again, this becomes, this is the, if you print this is again a dictionary with all the keys. You can see here, right? India, USA and UK is stored in this. Now you can substitute this here in place of this. That's what Python will do. And you can understand what is happening here. For country in this list, it's printing India, USA, and UK here. That's what is happening here. And the next example is if you just want to iterate over, like, okay, another way is that if you, even if you do not mention keys here, so even if you do not mention these keys here, still it will work. See this, India, USA, and UK. Even if you didn't mention this key here, so even if you didn't mention like dot keys here, by default, Python, if you by default, if you just put like for country in country's capital, so by default, if you try to iterate or loop through a dictionary, by default, you will be looping on the keys. Okay, understand this. Now, of course, you can use keys also. It's also okay. Like for somebody's clear understanding, it's better to use keys to tell him like that you are iterating over or you're looping through a keys. So better to mention it here. It becomes more clear for the other programming, right? Other users who are seeing your program. Okay. Now how to, okay, this one, okay, just wait a minute. This example, okay, the next example. It's quite same. I mean, it's like different. I mean, understand this. So there is, of course, I can access the using this example. Like when you are accessing keys, okay, you can also access the value. How we know that once we have key, you can always access the value, right? So what we will do is we'll print this and print country, sorry, countries. It's quite good, I mean, so you can iterate just over keys and you can also access the values. So we know that this is, okay. No, this is error. Should be country. Okay. Okay, now it should be fine. So what now happened is, okay, this is quite not good, right? So let's change this. I'm some clear, like F, let's use F string and write country. Okay, this is the key and then the capital with a arrow sign. Okay. And just for clarity, I mean, just run this code and you will see the difference now. So this is end of okay. I have not closed this. Uh, I've string. That's why an error. Now you will see the output. Okay. India, New Delhi, USA, Washington, and UK, London. You can see that now. So basically, what I have done is I have just iterated, looped through, or iterated through all the keys. But we know that once we have key, we can always get the value, right? So of course, what you did is I printed the key here, that is country. Then I did country's capital, and then I use the key here to get the value. So that's the trick here. So that you can use here. And of course, this is F string, so do not get confused by it. So I have discussed about F string in my first video, actually, part one of this, where I discussed that you can, I mean, you can substitute the variables here using the F strings, okay? That's what I have done here. This is quite handy. Just by iterating or looping over keys, you can also access values, okay? So do not get confused. I mean, this is line 7 itself, and both are on line 7. Since I do not have more space here, so you are seeing something like this, but it's like same line, I mean, okay? So do not get confused. You do not need to press enter after here, right? It's the same line. Right? You can see line 7 is this, right? Line 8 is here. We do not have anything here. Do not get confused by this. I don't have enough space like here, so that's why it got into the new line. Okay, now let's see that how we can loop through keys in an order. So sometimes you want to loop through keys in alphabetical order. So how to do that? Okay, so already this is in alphabetical order, right? So let's okay, it's not okay. It's not in alphabetical order. Let's do this. So what we can use, we can use sorted function here. Okay, sorted. I know it is becoming a bit messy here because Okay, do let's one thing, increase the width here. Okay, this will also work. Let me do one thing, decrease the width of this and increase the width of this for some time. Okay, even do one thing. I will decrease the settings. Here is the, sorry, here is the font size, tiny. Hmm, let's see this, but yeah, I think this will be what this. I think still you should be able to see it. What why I've changed the font size now is that it should be in one line. That's why I do not want to like make it messy, right? So see this, what I have now done is I have used sorted function here. So what it will do is whenever you use sorted here on the keys, now you will get all your keys in the sorted order. Okay. So let's run this. Let's try to print this and you will see that India gets printed first because if you see, of course, the keys are getting sorted here, right? So in India, USA and UK in alphabetical order, India will come first, then UK will come, then USA will come. You can see the difference, right? If you do not have sorted here, you know the what will happen. First India will come, then USA will come, and then UK will come, right? You know that. So you see, when you do not have sorted function, first India is there, then USA, then UK. So of course, if you want to print it in alphabetical order, if you want the order, you can use the sorted function for that. That's quite helpful here. And try to print it in reverse order. Okay, try to print like print in reverse. It will be first it will be USA, right, then UK, and then India. Try to do that using sorted function. How you will do that? Okay, that's an assignment. Okay, now looping through all the values. Okay, it's quite simple. Instead of this, just two values. Okay, remove this. And of course, what is the value here? Value is the capital here, print capital. Run this and you see that all the values got printed. So we have three values there, New Delhi, Washington, and London. And we only wanted to print the values, not the keys and not the pairs. Okay. So that's how you can use this values. Okay. And then you will only see the values. And of course, through value, you cannot get the key. Understand this. Through key, you can get the value, but from value, you cannot get the key. So of course, you cannot access the key here. Only you can access the values here. So let's say in some cases just want to deal with the values, then use this values here, right? If you just want to deal with the keys, okay, then use keys. If you want to deal with both, either use keys or either use just the items, okay, dot items, those both the cases. Okay, so that's how it's helpful when you are looping through the values. Also now try to print these values in order. So of course what you can do is you can use sorted here. I will just show you. So this will print the values in order. Okay, let's run this. You will see first London got printed now, then New Delhi, then Washington, because in alphabetical order it got printed. Okay. Also, you can try to print this thing, right? You will understand what's happening actually. So just remove sorted from here. I mean, just for your understanding, like how Python works, like for loop here, you can print this and you will understand more. You just print this and you will understand what's actually happening in this, right? So you see, again, you have a dictionary, sorry, you have a list of all these values here, New Delhi, Washington, and London, right? That's what gets, this list will get substituted in place of this. And you are basically looping through a list where the zeroth, the element at zeroth index is New Delhi, at first is Washington and London, right? Or you can see this, how it's working, okay? Now let's move on to the next one, that is nesting, okay? So nesting is very powerful in dictionary, right? You can store like multiple dictionary in a list. Of course, you can do that. I will show you examples. You're going to store multiple dictionaries in a list. Okay. Before this, you were storing multiple numbers. You were storing multiple strings, but you can also store multiple dictionaries in a list. Also, you can list of items as a value in a dictionary. So in dictionary till now we have like the value as strings or numbers, right? These values has been either strings or in the previous example of weights and height, it was integer, right? But we didn't have any more. So you can also have list here as value. You can also have dictionary here as value. As I told you in my initial slide, the value can be anything. It can be string, it can be number, it can be dictionary, it can be list. So I'll show you some examples. You can also have a dictionary inside a dictionary. Okay, you can also have that. This is called nesting. Nesting means you have one thing inside another thing, right? You have dictionary inside dictionary. You have multiple dictionaries inside list, right? That's why it's called nesting. Okay, so I will show you some examples to make you understand that. So let's have a list of dictionaries. Okay, so how you can have a list of dictionaries. Okay, let me copy this example again. Now, instead of like we have student zero, we will have more students here. Let's say we have three students here, right? Student zero, student one, student two. Let's say student one name is Shivam, that is me. My height is let's say 165 and weight is let's say 58. So the next one is Navneet and his height is 170 and weight is 60. Okay, we have three students here. Now how do you store all these three? So we have, so all of these three are dictionaries, if you see, right? All these three are stored in a dictionary. So how do you make a list of dictionaries? So let's define a new list called students. Okay, and just put the name of this here: student 0, student 1, sorry, for my student 2. Okay, now that's how you create a list of dictionaries. So now this students is a list, right? This is a list. In this list you have dictionaries, right? 1, 2 and 3 dictionaries you have here. Okay, now you can of course print this for student. In students, print student. Okay, now run this code. You can see three dictionaries got printed. Okay, the first dictionary, the second dictionary, and the third dictionary. The first is the student zero, next one is student one, student two. So that's how you create a list of dictionaries. So you see, now we are able to store dictionaries in a list, right? Before this, we were storing just numbers and strings in a list. Now we can also store dictionaries in a list. Okay, I will give you more realistic example because in this case we already have defined this list. Okay, now what we will do is we will take a more realistic example. So the example is that let's clear this also. So we have to store the number and the square of the number mapping from 1 to 5. Okay, that we have to store. So basically the output, I will show you the code and I will explain you what is happening. Okay, so I will have a initial list. Okay, let me just write the code. I will explain you other for value in range 1 to 6 output dot append because this is a list. I want to insert it. I want to insert dictionary. So I will number value and square square. This is value into value. So this is done and let's print the output. Okay. Let's run this code, you will understand. Okay, so what is happening actually is, so I want to again have a list. I have a list and I want to have dictionaries inside a list. So I'm just taking an example where I'm storing the number and the what is the square of that number, right? For every number, I'm storing it in a dictionary. Like for every number, I will have a dictionary. Like what is the number? So I have two keys here. One is the number in which I will store the actual number, and then I have another key called square in which I will store the square of that number. Now, if you see the output here, like it is a dictionary. Of course, you can see it's a dictionary. It starts with square brackets, end with square brackets. But then inside this list, sorry, of course, this is a list. I mean, it starts with square bracket, ends with square brackets. Now, of course, you can see that you have multiple dictionaries here. One dictionary, two dictionary, second dictionary, third dictionary. Like there are like four, one, two, three, four, five dictionaries are here. For every like keys are number and the square you have another key. Of course, for number when you have two, the square is four. When the number is three, the square is nine. Right? That's why another example. This is more realistic example of how you will write code. In the previous example, what actually happened was initially already I have defined all the dictionaries. Typically, it will not happen mostly in the real life coding that you do. Okay. Now the next example is, and even if you are not able to see what is on the right hand side, you have the PPT in the description. You can open that if you want to. That is just for my, I mean, my understanding, like for, so that I remember the examples here. Okay. Now a list inside a dictionary, okay, that can also happen. Okay, let me again copy paste this. So what can happen is, let's say we have this thing. Let's remove weight here, maybe. Okay, and we will also have hobbies stored in this. Okay, now, okay, another new key I will add is hobbies. Okay, now hobbies can be multiple. Like for a person, there can be multiple hobbies. So how can you store multiple hobbies, right? So you can use list here. Okay, let's say Anil's one habit and hobby is reading. One is music, let's say. Okay, so you can store this also, and then you can like for let's print the hobby here, right? What is for hobby in uh, student underscore zero. See, dictionary is not a very easy thing in Python. And it's easy, but you need a lot of practice to understand dictionary. So you should see my all the examples and try to understand that how these are working, okay? So it's not that when you see the dictionary for the first time, you may not be able to understand it totally or fully. So let's do more practice and more examples. So we want to just mention the hobbies, okay? So we know that what is student hobbies. We know that this is a list. And of course, this is the way of accessing a key value pair in the Python of a dictionary. So of course, in place of this, what will be substituted is this thing, reading and music. And of course, when you do print hobby, just press enter and you will see that reading and music. So is it one space here after music? Let's run again. Reading and music. Okay, it got printed, right? What are the hobbies of this? So of course you can also store a list in a dictionary. So you, as I told you, the value can be anything. It can be list also. So here I have shown you an example where the value is a list. Okay, a dictionary in a dictionary. Okay, this is a quite interesting example that you can have a dictionary in a dictionary. Okay, this example, let me write it. This is a big example, but let me write it. You will understand it. I can have a dictionary inside a dictionary. Okay. Let's have it, students. Okay. I will use this for now, clarity. I will have my first student name here. It is clear here. So in this case, what is happening is the key is the name of the student here. I'm not using the key called name here. I'm just using the name itself. What is the name of the student as the key? Okay. What is the value here? The value can be weight. Okay. Okay, sorry, one is three. Just to have this. Okay, I got it. That's why. Okay, let's go back. So of course, this is a dictionary here, right? So key is Anil, and what is the value here? So I'm storing two values here: weight 50, okay, and height. So of course, you can understand that. So okay, let me. So this is simple example, something like this. Same example here, but of course, I'm writing it in a different way here. Okay, both you can do. So of course, this is the last example. So 160. Okay. You do not need comma again here, but you need comma here. Okay. Let's have another student, Shiva. Okay. This will be another dictionary. Okay, with the same this thing. Copy paste it here. But my weight is 50, but my height is 165. Okay. Let's copy paste it here again. We not need to write it. Okay. And next one is Navneet. His weight is 60, height is 170. Done, right? We will have these three, okay? I will explain it by going after this, but now I will print it for name in students dot is, okay? I will write print. I'll explain in some time, just wait a minute. Name equal to, okay, name equal to name, weight for every student I am taking the details, weight equal to mm, students uh, mm, copy this and just copy this. Mhm. This is height. I'll explain, just give me a minute. Let me just run it. Then also getting an error because I have not closed it, right? Invalid syntax. Really? Okay, let me just check it again. So name equal to name, this is right. Weight equal to student name, weight. Okay, this is right. Let me just, okay, I got it. This is very quite tricky. So you understand why it is giving an invalid syntax, right? You will understand, you will see that everything is right here. Why invalid syntax? I will tell you one thing. So I'm using single quotes here, right? And here also I am starting the f string with single quotes. So you understand the confusion here. So Python will think that this f string is starting with a single quote here, and it is ending here at this weight single quotes. It creates a confusion for Python. So whenever you are, whenever you have f, whenever you are using f string, and for f strings you are using single quotes, then have like double here, double quotes here. Now see it should run fine. See, I got the output right. For each of the student, I got the name Anil. That's what I have printed name equal to name. Of course, I treating over the keys there, right? So see this. First, see this. I will. Okay. Let me. Okay. Let on the program code. This, yeah. See this. What I have done now. Okay. So what I have done now is I have students. This is the dictionary I have. So of course you can see starting with a dictionary like braces. It's a dictionary. Okay. Inside this dictionary, I have multiple dictionaries. So this is the first dictionary which I have in this students. So the key here is Anil. Anil is the key here. And then I have two values for, I mean, of course, this is the key here, right? Then I have like weight and 50 for this, right? Of course, you can define like this. So for every key, you can have multiple also, as I told you, right? For each key, you can have multiple key value pairs also. So this is kind of quite complex example, but I have given you to make you understand that you can have something like this. Okay. Now, of course, I mean, it's not compulsory to some, so you can copy this, paste, delete this. You can also have something like this. I mean, you can have something like Anil, weight 50 and height 160. This will also work. Do not get confused, right? This will also work. If you run this code also, you will see the same output. So you can also write in the same line also. It's okay. But for more clarity, I was writing in a different line. Okay. You can also do like this also. It will work. You can see now this is the key here, right? This is the key Anil. And in this, we have like basically a dictionary again, right? And this dictionary here I have. So see, you have to understand. So this Anil is a key for this dictionary, right? So for the students, Anil is a key, Shivam is another key, and Navneet is another key. So this dictionary students has three keys, Anil, Shivam, and Navneet. Now for each key, we have another dictionary. That's what I told, right? This is a dictionary of dictionaries, right? So for each key, we have another dictionary, right? Weight and height, weight and height, weight and height. That's how we have dictionaries within a dictionary, right? And then what I have done is I have iterated over all the keys of students. So what are all the keys of students? Anil is one key, Shivam is one key, Navneet is one key. So I am looping through all the keys of these students. Then I'm printing first, you see the name. So of course in name, the key will be stored as Anil, Shiva, and Navneet. So first time we see name, Anil got printed, okay? Then I want to print the weight that is associated with this Anil key, okay? So that's what I did, weight equal to, and of course, I mean, when I'm using f string, you need to use this, I mean, the braces here, right? For substituting variable name, okay? Then a student's name weight, right? So students, what is the name here? In place of name, of course, Python will substitute Anil, and then Anil's weight. What is Anil's weight? That is 50 got printed here. Similarly here, students, here name is Anil. So Anil will get substituted here. Then height of Anil. So basically Anil, then height. What is Anil height? 160. Similarly, first we went to Anil and weight. That was 50. Similarly, this is a for loop. Then we will go to the next key. That is Shivam. Okay. Now in name, Shivam will be stored. Similarly, my height and my weight will be got printed. This is dictionary within a dictionary. Okay. And you need to understand this. This is very good example of, I mean, dictionary within dictionary. So do understand this, and if you have any doubt, you do not understand this concept, okay, do ask me in the comments. Okay. Okay, so this is done. So dictionary is done. So dictionary is quite powerful tool in Python. And so you should have all your basics cleared about dictionary. If you do not understand anything in this, right? If you're not able to understand anything, do ask me in the comment section so that I can comment on that. And of course, many others can also benefit from that. Like if many others also have doubt, they can also benefit. And in the next video, like I will cover user input and while loops. So we will see how to take inputs from user itself. And till now, we have been writing the inputs here itself in the editor itself. From next video onwards, we will ask user to provide inputs, and then we will do something on those inputs. And also we will cover while loops. Of course, these two are separate videos, but these two are very short videos mostly. Okay, we'll cover in the next videos. Okay, that this is all for this video. Thank you.